Hey guys, and welcome to another video with me, Vince, Modern Man Lifestyle. Thanks for joining. So, hopefully you've seen the title of this and you're like, wow, bit of clickbait. I wonder what he's going to be talking about today. Exciting, interesting. But anyway, the topic of today is why you shouldn't get a girlfriend before ... you're ready. Now I'll expand on that a little bit because that's pretty vague. But essentially what I wanted to speak about was making sure when you're committing to a relationship, committing to a girl, that you have a lot of things in your life in a good place, sorted. And when you get into a relationship, it's coming from a position of strength rather than a position of weakness. So when I say ready, first thing you got to look at is, are you mentally in a good place?
I'm in a glass case of emotion!
Now, what that means is, have you got a strong sense of identity? You've got a good group of friends and hobbies and things that you enjoy? Is your overall mental health about the way your life going in a good place? What I've seen before is, and everyone will have had it, you've got these male friends who basically, they're friends, and then as soon as they get a girlfriend, they just ditch all the friends, and then you don't see them for a year or 2 years. And then when they break up with the girlfriend, you know, they're like, oh, hey, how you doing? What are you up to? Because essentially what they've done is they've isolated themselves to put all their effort into that girl, which is always a bad idea. Even for a girl, oppositely, it's also a bad idea. You should not have your entire life completely cut off just for one person. You're never going to get everything you need from one person. But also it leaves you very vulnerable because things don't work out, you become codependent, it becomes toxic, you split up, and all of a sudden here you are, you've ditched all your friends. And when you're younger, it's maybe a little bit easier, you know, late teens, early 20s, to kind of, you know, roll that off, ducks back. But as you get older, people are going to be less patient, going to be like, well, you're a shit friend, so why am I putting effort in for you when you need me when you've not been around for a couple of years? In terms of your overall, like, purpose and hobbies and enjoyment, like, are you part of a sports club, like jiu-jitsu, football, philosophy, reading, like whatever it might be? Because that's really important to have interests out with the girl that you're going to get in a relationship with. It means you have things that you do together, but you also have things you do differently. Again, you don't want to encompass every part of your life with that girl. I had a friend who, he was a very independent guy, and then he got this girlfriend. All of a sudden she was part of everything, club that he did, every activity he did, and he was saying, complaining, and I was like, well, it's because you've not kept everything separate. You've not kept time for yourself and your own interests. So that's important. But also in terms of, like, are you in a stable place? You don't have crazy mood swings, you're not depressed, you're not, you know, feeling like anxious that you need a girlfriend. All of these things can contribute to making poor decisions with women. So you see all your friends getting girlfriends or married or kids, and you're like, right, I gotta sort it out. No.
No. No. No, 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 no.
Don't do that. Don't bow into some social or peer pressure. Do it when you're good and ready. You also see guys who, again, this comes into the mental side of things, have come out of a relationship and they just go straight into another relationship. It makes me fucking sick. Well. And I mean that, like, it sounds like I'm making fun of people there, but it's not. I'm actually really sad for them, because you just stumble from one toxic relationship where your issues haven't been sorted out and you just fall into the next one. I've had multiple friends, we've all had those friends that just, like, you know, they're madly in love for 2 years and everything's woohoo, rainbows and butterflies. And then literally 2 minutes, you know, 2 weeks later, they're in a brand new, they break up 2 weeks later, they're in a brand new relationship with someone else, and it's all, you know, Facebook official, you know, just cringy bullshit. But it does worry me, because if you're doing that, then there's something, you're not okay with being alone. And you have to be okay with you in your own self before you can be in a healthy, committed relationship. So that's really important. You might have to work on some things that might involve I know taking some time off dating if you're coming out of a relationship, doing some meditation, doing some self-help reading, maybe even some therapy. Again, these are just ideas, you don't need to do any of them, but it's very important that you work on yourself to the point where you're good with yourself on your terms, and you're ready to enter into something which is, a combination of two people. You have to be from a very strong place, otherwise it's potentially toxic. Also emotionally as well, you get emotionally scarred if you're just bouncing to, committed, deep relationships over and over and over again. Maybe you're coming out of a divorce, you probably just need to take some time, reassess, relax. There's no rush, doesn't matter how old you are, just as a guy, just chill out. Don't be in a glass case of emotion and make insane decisions in the spur of the moment.
I'm in a glass case of emotion!
In terms of going on from that mentally into like things like your finances and your purpose, I would recommend that you get yourself sorted financially. Make sure you're not in debt. Make sure you're putting away savings, you're investing, you're looking at property, stocks, businesses, crypto. You're really focusing on maximizing your income potential, but also promoting investing and future planning as well. Again, like a lot of these relationships that you find out are train wrecks of people you know, or friends of friends or whatever. Like, it's not only that people are toxic, like their bank accounts are just disgusting. Like, they're literally crazy debt. They've got multiple things going on. Their head is an absolute circus, it's a jungle. Like, no wonder your relationship's falling apart. Like, it's all connected. It's like when you look inside someone's car and like it's disgusting inside. It's just like trash and empty bottles, and they're sleeping in there and all the clothes in there, and it's a complete mess. Same as someone's bedroom. Like, that straight away says to me, like, your life is like that. Again, you might say there's exceptions, but I mean, these are the general rules of it. So anyway, get yourself sorted financially, from investment point of view, but also in terms of job. Make sure you're in a job that you're enjoying doing, or at least pays you enough money that you are satisfied. What does that look like? It might look like you're in a job where there's no career prospects, there's no pay increases. You've got to start looking elsewhere. You've got to start thinking, what can you maximize, what skills? The job market in March 2022 is phenomenal for professionals. It's the employees market, the great resignation, they're calling it. So many people resigning, getting new jobs. So you're in a great place at this point to negotiate a better deal with your current company, or look for a different line of work. But make sure you're in a place which you like, so you're earning money that you want to, you're saving and investing money as well. Going into a relationship where you're anxious and stressed about debt, how are you going to pay the bills, this, that, and the next thing. Well, no. Don't get in a relationship before you sort that stuff. In terms of health, moving on to like body, physique, face. Yeah, I've put some videos on there about beard and hair. Follow all of that, teeth as well. Get down in the gym, get in good shape. You don't want to be going into a relationship overweight, not feeling good about yourself. You want to feel confident. It's going to give like a lifeblood of energy, enthusiasm to the sex, to the relationship. You're going to feel attractive. They're going to be attracted. The girl's going to be attracted to you. It's really important that you feel tip top. Now, not everyone wants to go down to the gym. I would recommend going down and lifting weights at least 2 or 3 times a week. If you can't do that, like, join a jiu-jitsu club, play football, badminton, go climbing, literally anything that's going to go physically, a bit of cardio and a bit of muscle, a bit of work is going to do you wonders as well. There's also the social aspect, which I talked about earlier. That's really important too. So make sure you're feeling good. In terms of like things like clothes and stuff, it's not as important, but like I went for this period a few years ago. I was wearing the same clothes for like 5-6 years, and I was just being total frugal and just like, no, style doesn't matter, clothes don't matter. And you don't have to become materialistic. Just like, instead of buying 3 terrible t-shirts for £10 each, buy one for 40 that fits really well. Like, get a bit of style about you. Get some. What do you like wearing? All right, I like wearing, black jeans. I like wearing blue jeans. I like wearing a leather jacket. Sweet, get yourself a nice leather jacket. Like, invest in yourself into making you feel better. And just to be very clear, like materialistic things like cars and clothes, they're not going to make you feel like a better man. You have to do all of it together. But certainly when I buy a t-shirt or a jumper, jeans that fit me well, that I look good in, I definitely feel more confident. So look, before you get in a relationship, please listen to this video and consider all the things I've said. Everyone's different, so you might have different circumstances, but generally going into a relationship when you're in a bad place, physically, mentally, financially, is never a good idea. Now, the final point I'll say is you might be already in a relationship and you're thinking, you know, I'm not doing some of these things, or I'd like to. There's no reason to stop because you're in a relationship. You might think, well, I'm in a relationship, doesn't matter. Absolutely not. Make sure you're working on all these things as well. You can go from being like, you know, in a relationship but very unhappy to, you know, massively improving your life, which could improve the relationship as well. It could mean that you just get to a point where you don't want to be in a relationship anymore because you've grown out of it. But regardless if you're single or not single, make sure you're doing all these things, or at least consider them. Anyway, that's the video for today. We'll see you in the next one. Please comment, like, and subscribe.